The man accused of murdering a 13-year-old girl in a random attack went in front of a judge this morning.
Yeah, we've been following this investigation since investigators found 13-year-old Rose Dieujuste on July 4th. And as West 2's Bob Hazen explains, her accused killer didn't say anything in court this morning.
This isn't my usual video, y'all. This was me being home, and now I'm just trying to find something to relax to, white noise, because I'm about to go to bed. And then I stumbled on this. This case has been running up and down my timeline, my feed, for a couple of days. And I looked at the first video and I got the basic details. This guy's accused of stabbing this 13-year-old that we see on the screen right here to death. And it's just despicable in so many ways. To me, it makes my stomach hurt. Like literally right now, just to say that, my stomach is turning. But other than that, updates have been popping up and I didn't want to see them. Like I say, the first bit of information was too much for me. I'm praying for everybody involved. I never want to hear about that case again. And then I watched this video. And I still think it's despicable. But now maybe for different reasons. And I want to see what you guys think. Trailhand Bill, reporting live from South Florida.
Can you tell me your name? Okay. Does anyone have his ID on there or?
28-year-old Jerry Dieujuste, wearing a suicide prevention smock, stayed silent and stared blankly, barely moving, while a judge read the charges against him. He's in jail, accused of stabbing and killing 13-year-old Rose Dieujuste at the Palmetto at Lakeside Apartments. She was found in a closet under a stairwell.
Charged pursuant to a warrant with first-degree felony murder.
West 2 obtained court documents showing that investigators say they have surveillance video capturing Dieujuste buying the knife at a store just minutes before he allegedly followed Rose into the complex. We also learned more about a previous encounter with deputies that happened back in June. Investigators say someone called 911 because Dieujuste was walking in front of a daycare in Pine Hills while carrying a knife. When they confronted him then, they write, quote, he was rambling about being chased by a female named Kat. He was also rambling about not wanting to talk to Russians. Deputies say Dieujuste punched the deputies, but they were able to take him down. Records show they then had him committed involuntarily to a mental health facility under the Baker Act. The sheriff's office says it sent criminal charges to the state attorney's office for that case, but prosecutors did not file it until after Rose was murdered. Now, Dieujuste is being held in jail with no bond for murder and for battery on a law enforcement officer. In Orange County, Bob Hazen, West 2 News.
Hopefully I can remember everything I wanted to say in this video, man. I'm going to start by saying, as soon as I heard doesn't want to talk to Russians, everything from that moment on started to switch for me. It was like a total perspective switch, man. Everything changed for me. Because like I say, man, I've heard about this story the last couple of days when it first happened, man. And I'm black and white when it comes to justice, guys. I don't sit in that, table where people say, hey, if certain crimes are committed, give them to the bloodthirsty mob. No, we got justice. We have a justice process for every criminal act. And I always reiterate this. If we got certain groups of people that think they get to pick and choose whichever laws they please are okay to be broken, then don't we all get that liberty? I think it's better that we at least try to, stick to these standards that we have instead of just saying because we judge that this crime was so heinous, we get to mob mentality to this person. No, that's not how it works. You see what I'm saying? It's the same thing we get on cops about. So whatever the crime is, I don't care how hard it is, how much it breaks my heart, we have a justice process for that. If it's gonna be anarchy, let it be anarchy. If we're gonna say that certain people need to stick to the rules, then our hypocritical asses do too. So let me get that out of the way first. Cause this right here, if anything was gonna make me be like, nah, man, get him and do this, would have been one of those situations, bro. Stabbing a 13. Come on, I don't even want to keep saying that. When they kept saying it was making me mad. So I'm thinking in my mind still, bro, you're going to have a hard time when you get where you're going. You see what I'm saying? Because they got you pretty much. So unless a miracle happens, you going there. And, it's going to be a lot of people who feel like me, but they're not going to have the same constraints that I got. You know what I mean? Their morals aren't going to be the same as mine. You're going to have a hard time, brother. And I don't wish that upon him. I'm just saying I know this to be a reality. We all do. And like I say, then I see him in court. And I'm like, yo, bro, you really did that to that baby? And now you sitting there playing crazy? And I'm watching. I'm a watcher, guys. So I'm watching his lawyer. I'm listening to the judge's voice, even though we can't see her. I rewinded it a couple times because I wanted to see how the other people were reacting to him. And at first, I'm like, yeah, they know he playing crazy too. But remember what I told you. After doesn't want to talk to Russians, my entire perspective shifted. But I don't want to go too fast because I still think this nigga gonna kill this little baby, and now you done got caught with it and you trying to play the crazy rock. And like I say, man, the thing still didn't culminate for me until I heard them say this shit right here. And this is when I said, you know what? This is not just a video I'm watching. This is a video I want to talk about on my channel. And maybe other people will share their thoughts and tell me how they feel about it. Why the hell was this man allowed to tell cops, I'm being chased by a chick named Kat? I'm still, like, you still on the crazy thing. And even though this is a totally separate incident where he hadn't been charged with anything, I'm still like, yo, the cat thing, bro, I don't know why you're in front of daycare. You just a little weird to me, bro. I'm keeping it real. Another knife, now you walking around in front of daycare. When it seems like he's playing crazy, all of this fits into the description of someone playing crazy. But remember, the Russians. And then he punched the cops. And then they had him committed. And the prosecutors filed charges after he murdered that baby. After he murdered that baby. And that's where you get the title to the video from. If I was her family, and I know things like this happen a lot. There's another story swamping my timeline right now. A father lost his daughter, and he's saying he's mad at the courts. I think he may be suing the courts. I might bring that story to you guys. I've been thinking about that one now because the corruption is obvious there. It's a little more hidden here, but he's mad at them, and I'm thinking maybe somebody got out of jail and they weren't supposed to. I think they said something like a clerk made a typo and somebody got out of jail and they weren't supposed to, and maybe they did something to his daughter. So we may look at that. And either way, I'll find and leave a link in the description, Lord willing. But back to this right here. You filed charges after this baby girl is dead, stabbed to death, found under a stairwell in a closet. Man, you don't know how mad I am right now about that shit down here in Florida. Now I have to go back and look at the entire video differently when he's standing there looking crazy, not saying a damn thing. And I even have to look at how I'm pretty sure that probably was a public defender or an attorney. I don't know if he has a paid attorney. I doubt it. Standing next to him. I even have to look at the way she looked at him. You know what I mean? I have to hear the way the judge talked to him and said, can you tell me your name? I thought she was just going along with his act to be kind of condescending because everybody mad at you for what you did. But now I have to hear that differently. I think it was an officer standing off to the side or in the back, and then, or another person standing off to the side or the back. It was two other people that have to look at how they reacted when the judge said, hey, does anybody have his ID? Because now, bro, you standing outside the damn daycare walking back and forth with knives, and you done slapped and punched the cop in his face, talking about you don't want to talk to no damn Russians. Ain't no Russians around this motherfucking homie. Your ass is crazy for real, bro. And I'm not picking at him or making fun of him. I think this guy's really mentally challenged. And you know who else thinks it? The cops up there do. The cops up there do. They had him involuntarily committed because they thought his ass was crazy. He punched them. They didn't take his ass to jail. Cops be out here killing mental health patients. I'm going to touch on that before I get out of here too. Shout out to these cops. To me, they damn near did everything right. Not only did they take his ass where he needed to be, and they didn't rough his ass up or kill him. It looked like he had a little brute, man. You punch me in my face, I might hit you with an elbow too. I know I'm a hypocrite. I just said don't break the law. But I'm just saying, they put him in a mental institution. They involuntarily committed that man. For me, they got it right. That's not the only thing they got it right. They leaked this damn information that, hey, we been told the DA about this or the prosecutor's office, and we don't know why the hell they just now charged them. But we want y'all to know we been told them about this before this baby girl Rose was murdered. And now, is this a cover-up? Is this CYA? Y'all charge him for crimes that you should have been charged his ass. Maybe he would not have been able to get out of that mental institution and that baby girl would still be alive. I'm mad as hell about that. It's probably going to be my final point right here, guys, because I do speak about this a lot. Because I have videos on my channel about cops who have murdered mental health patients, mental health Americans. But I also always point to stories like this, too. I'm going to be honest with you. Based on the cops' actions and their own testimony and how this guy's behaving, according to everybody who really be around him, he has some serious mental health problems. I don't know if they're serious enough to justify what he did. And believe it or not, there are mental health problems that are serious enough to justify what he did. I ain't no damn doctor. Don't get me twisted, but I'm saying people's brains be so messed up, they don't understand what they're doing. And if you need me to drive that point further home, I've mentioned this in my videos. I have an uncle. He wasn't born with mental health challenges. He got hit by a car or something, or a truck. I wasn't even born then when he was a kid, and it messed up his brain. He literally used to, man, listen, if I tell you some of the things my uncle would do to us, and we would egg him on because we were kids and we didn't have sense enough to know better. But the things he was trying to do, he would throw big ass boulders at us. He's a grown ass man. He's strong as hell too, and all kind of other stuff. But we would egg him on to do that. But right after he throwing a boulder at us, he's grabbing us and hugging us so hard and kissing us and telling us he loves us and won't let us go, and reaching in his pocket because somebody gave him some money and telling, here, you take it. So I'm telling you, I know their brain, it is possible for a human's brain to be so messed up they don't know what's going on. But it doesn't change the fact. He still killed that baby girl. And there are other stories I usually reference in the videos I'm not thinking about right now. I'm not saying because a person has mental health challenges, we shouldn't guard them and ourselves against it in every responsible and wise way we can think of. I'm saying what I always say in the videos when they're usually the victims because cops didn't handle the situation right, so they land somewhere dead. They need to be handled like humans that have mental health challenges. And I honestly think, this is my first time hearing any of this shit I heard in this video. This is a gentleman, a 28-year-old. He clearly has mental health challenges. It's not going to take away from the heartache and the heartbreak of what he did and the life that he took, but he needs to be handled like someone who has mental health challenges. Now, once again, how severe they are, that's on the experts. I ain't even trying to be one. I'm judging from way outside looking in, because my question is more zeroed in on what we can gain from this information. Why in the hell was he allowed back out there to roam free with no damn charges? And now you want to charge him? That baby girl probably could still be alive, man. Nobody knows that for sure, but we could put it on the table. I think y'all ass culpable, and I think you need to have some accessory charges. That's how I feel about it. Y'all tell me, am I tripping? Or did this piss you off too? And how do you feel about him? Like, you know, we all have different opinions about things, but how do you feel about him and his culpability, man? Knowing what you have heard in this story. And I'll say this before I get out here, guys. I know you can't believe every damn thing you hear on the media. I'm taking it with a grain of salt and just giving my opinion. I just thought this was a crazy dude that did some crazy shit until the story went on and he didn't want to talk to Russians no more. And now I'm hearing the prosecution rushing to file charges that they should have filed before these family had to figure out how to bury their 13-year-old beautiful daughter. Trey and Bill reporting live from South Florida. You see why I say y'all be safe? You never know.
We also learned more about a previous encounter with deputies that happened back in June. Investigators say someone called 911 because Dieujuste was walking in front of a daycare in Pine Hills while carrying a knife. When they confronted him then, they write, quote, he was rambling about being chased by a female named Kat. He was also rambling about not wanting to talk to Russians. Deputies say Dieujuste punched the deputies, but they were able to take him down. Records show they then had him committed involuntarily to a mental health facility under the Baker Act. The sheriff's office says it sent criminal charges to the state attorney's office for that case, but prosecutors did not file it until after Rose was murdered.
I just feel like somebody who get paid to should have to answer for that. Criminally, too, I mean. Thank you if you made it this far. If you liked the video, feel free to hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. If you care to go a little further than that, maybe even subscribe, hit the notification bell. Check out a few of the other videos on the channel. Either way, y'all be safe.